friends, I'm Kanya Agrawal. I have done MTech in data warehouse and having 5 year experience in the SQL PLSQL. I have started this series for the SQL PLSQL. So these are the some contents for that series. Each session contains basic to depth knowledge of the particular topic. In the end of the session, interview question will be discussed so you can easily crack any interview. In the end of the each session, some assignment will be provided. So please complete it till next session so we can discuss in the next session. Starting session are displayed through the slides and later on we will do some exercises in the end of the sessions. So after the some session, I will tell you that how to install that Oracle for the practice session. And this is definitely, if you are new in this field, then this series will make you beginner to perfect. So yeah, this is my belief. This is, yeah, definitely. And so this is the first session, data. I have taken very simple topic of the data. So if you are beginner, so actually I want to share my experience when I was very beginner for the data. I don't know anything, so it was very difficult for me that exactly what is data, what is database. So everything, what is my experience I have put here. So definitely, if you are learner, you have just completed BE or you are in the BE, or there is just some topics of the data database you are and you are unable to understand, so definitely this series will definitely will help you. So definitely I have put my experience so you can take a benefit of from my experience. So anyway, we can start database. So these are the some contents of the first session, database, real life example, and after that database, its related terms, difference between them, what is table and its content, and in the last, as I told you earlier, interview question, assignment, and next session contents. So database. First of all, for the database, it is very good thing about that data and database that every terms you can relate with your daily life. So it is very to understand data, database, SQL, how it is work, like the database terms like the data mining, data warehouse. You can relate in the general life. I have given one example. Suppose it is a grocery. So different grocery, it can be a data. So data, what is a data? If I ask the general terms, so what is a data? So the definition of the data is that it can be anything, but can it be anything? So you can pick that example like a grocery. So it is a data. Now the second question is where you put your grocery. So definitely it may be a container. So it is your database. So in a database you will put only that useful grocery, not that everything it is not useful. Definitely you will not put in the not put in the your database. So not to put your container. So definitely you will put only that useful grocery in your container. Like the data warehouse is a large, what is a data warehouse? It is a large amount of data. So where you put all your large grocery in a storeroom. So that is a called data warehouse. Like the data mining. If we see that in the term of the computer science, what is the data mining? So data mining is that how you extract the data, how you extract the useful data from the huge amount of data. So we can say that how you extract that useful grocery from the large amount of grocery. Anyways, I will tell you that each terms in the very depth manner, as well we will go in the depth. This is just a starting. I just want to tell you that data is a very simple, because what happened if you opt any new technology, so it is very tough to opt it to just um, com- I mean to just complete that all assignment everything. But in the database you can relate it with your daily life. So that is my show, that is my belief, that if you just if you will start to love that data or database, like in the advanced that like that big data or how, so you will not never forget these terms. I have been in this in this field since the last 10 years, and there has been a gap between that my education, my job, but I never forget these SQL PL because I have started, because every terms I relate in my daily life. So definitely it is, again it's my belief. So okay, anyways, now we start in the computer terms, like the data. As I told you, data can be anything. So in a computer science, data is anything in a form of suitable for use with a computer information. Only useful data is called information. Please look here. The data can be anything. Whatever the random data, whatever the random data is not being used, it can be a data. But information only, that useful data is called that information. And database, as I told you that example of the grocery where the data is put, that is a database. So database is a collection of the information. Please be noted here that database is a collection of the information, not the data. So we can say the database is a collection of that useful data. And what is a DBMS? As the name implies, database management system. I mean, where the database is managed. So it is called that database management system, like your phone directory, like that electricity, where that different electricity pole are there. So these are called the DBMS. RDBMS, a database management system in a relational form. Example of the RDBMS, you have already listened this: MySQL, MySQL Server, Oracle, PostgreSQL. Now, the difference between the DBMS and the RDBMS. RDBMS, as I told you earlier, RDBMS, it is the Relational Database Management System. It was given by these terms by that F code. So these are the some differences. DBMS. In the DBMS, relational maintain the relation, but programmatically, not in the starting. And in the RDBMS, relation maintained when the table is created. DBMS, it does not support that client server architecture, but in the RDBMS it supports. In the DBMS, no distributed database, and in the RDBMS it supports. And in the DBMS, no security. In fact, in the RDBMS there is a multi-level security. I think these are the terms for the some students. These terms may be new, or for the some students you are the habitual of these terms. If you are new, so definitely I will tell you in the details about that client server architecture and the distributed database. Now the table. What is a table? Table is a database object that is composed of rows and columns. First, I want to tell here, whatever I'm telling you, please note here. So because that every terms is very important in the database. So if I'm telling about that object, so in the depth, or in the further sessions, you will see that how many objects we are using. So table, so we are starting, our first object is a table. So table is a object that is a composed of row and columns. Rows and columns, it is very clear. Now you can see from here, these are the columns and these are the row. So by this figure it is very clear, this is the column 1, column 2 and column 3, and these are the row 1, row 2, row 3. So it can be called row 1 from column 1, row 1 from column 2, and row 1 and column 3, like that. So these may be a different name in the different architecture, like that RDBMS and the DBMS. So row, tuple and entity, it is called in the RDBMS, and record is called in the DBMS. And columns and attributes in the RDBMS, and field in the DBMS. Interview question. So I think it is a very easy for to all, but still some questions are hidden in this very easy. So it is my request that please don't ignore to any session, or not in the session, even if you are studying by that any book. So don't ignore like that. If in the further we will discuss about that. I mean data type. So you will see that is a very easy, but that it is my experience that some questions are hidden in the easy. So don't ignore this. These are the some questions which are asked in the interview. What is the difference between DBMS and RDBMS? I hope it is very clear for you. What is the record and tuple? What is the attribute and field? I hope these are very clear. So these are the assignments. So I hope that you will complete it till to next session. So please write these assignments. Write real life example of the database, DBMS, and relate them. As I told you that one example of that grocery. So I would expect that next example of this. Write example of data and information. I want to know the difference between the data and information. So I want to know that one example where you can clearly mention that what is the data and what is the information. And I want to see one table with a 5 rows and 5 columns of the school. So it depends to you how many I mean what kind of information you want to put in the school. So by this I will check this. Okay. In the next session we are going to start with the SQL commands, and the some hands-on exercises for the SQL commands. Okay, thank you.